Welcome back to the First Home Focus channel with me, Lexie and Sara Damagy.
Hello.
Joining me today. Hello.
How are you?
I'm really good. How are you? How are you?
I'm very good. I'm excited to get into this DIY talk.
Oh my goodness.
Because I'm sure we've both got some disasters. I don't know about you, but I am rubbish at DIY.
This is what I think the D in DIY stands for. Disaster it yourself.
It's
how
true.
It goes for me.
It's true.
I am not a DIYer. Like my boyfriend says, he's like, you are a, now how would this go? GSETDI. Get someone else to do it. Because it's not my skill set.
No.
And I think that's the first thing to think about when it comes to DIY. Where do your skills lie? I'll be there when the DIY is happening.
And you'll say you're doing
I'll
that
be
wrong. Start again. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
But
That's like me.
I'm quite happy to go, oh, this is how it
This is how it should look.
This is how it should look.
I can't do it, but
this
you
is
are.
what I've visioned. This is what my Pinterest board looks like.
Yeah.
But doing it myself, I'm not very good at it. I will hold my hands up and say, I am not a good DIYer.
But when I got my first flat, I thought I was going to be a great DIYer, just as I thought I was going to be a great gardener. And I thought, right, I'm going to expose this brick wall above the fireplace. And it's going to be like, you know, it was in the exposed brick era. Like, oh,
I'm going to exposed brick. No.
I hacked off the plaster. It's so messy and it takes so long.
It takes so long.
And then after you get under it and it's like, oh my God, this has taken days. And then you clean it all off. And then you realise I've now got to repoint the brickwork.
The brickwork, yep.
With a spoon because I didn't know what I was doing. And then I don't know what I sealed it with in the end. I can't even remember. I think it was some sort of PVA mix. I don't know what happened. But it took so long and it was so laborious and I hated every second. I hated every second of it.
I was going to say sometimes it can be fun. Like, you know how people do these paint parties? So like if you've got a new home and you're thinking, you know what, I want to repaint it. I want to put my own stamp on it. But you kind of want to make that enjoyable and fun and not have to do it on your own. Yeah. Have a paint party. You know, get your friends round. We can all wear overalls and this is sounding very Instagram, isn't it?
Yes. Would you trust them? No, they'd have a drink and then you'd have paint all over, splattered all over the place. Everyone would be drunk, paint party. No, I would not trust a paint party. But it'd be great for Instagram.
It would be great for Instagram. It would look fabulous, you know, like it on the gram. Maybe not so much in real life. And that's a really, really key point. I feel like there's a lot of DIYs on Instagram. And I feel like we see the very glamorous side of it. We see the before and the after. We don't see the chaos of getting there. It
looks so easy. Yes. And at the moment, everybody's doing paneling, aren't they? So it's the whole paneling era. And they're like, tick, 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 shh. And it's like, oh, that only took a minute. But actually, mine would be on wonky, to the side, like, the measuring, the hassle, I'm all about paying someone to do it. I'm sorry.
That's me, unfortunately. But I do think DIYing is a huge talent. I really think it's a talent.
It's amazing. I know people that are brilliant at DIY. And if they can do it, they can save a fortune.
And I think that's the big thing that we think about. Why would you DIY?
Yeah.
For me, the number one thing is cost.
Yeah.
Now, listen to this when I was discussing this with my boyfriend, though, because he will give things a go. But I wouldn't say he's a DIYer. But I said to him, you know, if you're thinking about DIY, what's probably the biggest reason that you would do it? And expecting him to go cost, and he said pride.
Interesting.
He said, because I see these other guys doing it, and I think, well, if they can do this, I can do this.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I think that as well sometimes when I see women doing it.
Yes, I do.
Especially with this new trend. And I think it's really important when you get your first home and you don't have a huge budget and you're like, right, I'm going down to IKEA or somewhere like that. And they're doing this whole trend at the moment with IKEA packs. And they're changing it all up and they're making it look high end and it looks fabulous and they DIY it. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's amazing. And I see these women do it, and you know, obviously in a reel, it's under a minute.
Yeah, you do.
And it looks so easy.
You didn't see the 3 days it took to get there.
Yeah, exactly. But I think if you can do something like that, and you do have the skill set, that's amazing.
Absolutely.
And they look amazing.
They do look amazing.
And they're doing a great job. So if you can do it, go for it.
Yep, I've got those packs in my house. I love them. I think they're brilliant. They're so you could just change everything up and make it like very personalised, and I quite like that.
Did you get it from Instagram though? The idea?
I did, yeah.
You see?
Yeah. And the colour.
She's been influenced.
She's been influenced.
She's been influenced.
But I do think that's one good thing about the fact that there are so many people that you can follow on Instagram now that are doing these DIY jobs, and it does inspire you. Yeah. And you think, okay, guys, you can do this. I just need to set time aside to do it.
Yeah.
And I think it's not that I hate DIY. I know that I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
And B, I don't necessarily know if I'd put it up there as the way to spend my time. However,
you've got to enjoy it, haven't you?
You have to enjoy it. And I think if you've got the time, for example, COVID, I was at my mum and dad's house.
Yeah.
We did so much DIY. I made these cute little fluffy pink cushions to go on a bar stool that I thought,
wow,
that's
okay,
cute.
That's
Ordered
good.
the materials, sewed it all in, and spent a lovely time doing it. We talked about garden rooms, and I love a garden room, and they've got a garden room. So we repainted that, we wallpapered it. We repainted it.
Fabulous.
We did everything. We hung some pictures.
So there you go. You can do it.
Can do it. Not well. You should see the garden room.
I'm saying you can do it, but I haven't seen the result.
The result, yeah. But I sometimes think, are you a perfectionist or?
I'm not. Am I a perfectionist? That's a really tricky one because I feel like
that's when DIY becomes hard.
That's why I don't do DIY. Anymore. I remember I pulled up a carpet once as well, and I was like, I'm going to hire a sander, I'm going to save a fortune. And that was also really hard going. I mean, in the end, it was fine.
Yeah.
But you find weird stuff under carpets, like black sticky stuff. You don't know what it is.
What is this? Yeah.
What is that? And how do I get it off? And it's all like disasters and takes way longer. So you have to sort of set aside time for disasters.
To happen. That's the other thing. You start one job, you open a can of worms, you uncover something else that you don't know what it is. Then one problem causes another problem that you then have to DIY to fix that as well.
Yeah. And you have to be honest, don't you?
Yes.
About what can I do?
Yeah.
And what is a
What
prize?
should you do? And what should you do?
Yeah. Exactly. Some things. Don't start doing structural things.
No, never. I think anything that when insurance becomes an issue, so the structural, the plumbing, the electrics.
Yeah. Party walls, leave them alone.
No.
Don't touch.
Don't
go there.
They are when you get the professionals in to do it.
Absolutely.
Because then, and also, if a lot of the time things come with warranties, right? When you're putting in new things into homes, you want to use professionals because they can have it covered. Their insurances cover things as well.
Exactly.
We basically took our home. We've just done a full renovation on our home, which was lovely. Can't say I did any bit of it myself, sadly, but the ideas were there for me. But the things that went wrong, and I think even if you've bought a new build home, you might want to DIY some bits in there, but there are always things like teething issues, things that might go wrong that you've tried to fix and actually do need to call a professional to come and finish the job.
Exactly. So you have to work out, when is it a false economy?
Yes.
And when are you actually saving money? And I think a lot of first-time buyers are quite scared about being ripped off.
Yes, that's very true.
With traders, when somebody comes around to quote for the first time and it's like, okay, they're going to repaint and they say, okay, this room will be $3,000, whatever it is. You think, am I getting ripped off? Are they doing me over? How many quotes do I get?
Yeah.
How do I know?
Yeah. That's why I think it's so important to, we've got so much information here on the First Home Focus channel.
Yeah.
And to be open and honest with people that that have bought homes and ask them questions, because I think there's always that kind of stigma, isn't there, of being like, oh, I'm an adult, I should know what I'm doing now. But no, go and ask people that have already done it. That's what we're here for, to help people along the way, to give people the stories that we can now laugh about, right?
Yeah, exactly. Now we're out the other end.
Yes, exactly that.
But the first time's always quite scary, isn't it? The first time of everything is the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
Which can be quite terrifying. And it's just getting over that bit.
Yes. So what things have you maybe tried to DIY at home? They haven't gone to plan. Like, help us out here, because Sara shared her story and we want to know your story so we can feel better as well.
Absolutely.
So pop them in the comments. Let us know. Do you know what? I don't know if we can do it on the podcast, but I'm certainly going to give it to our team. This video of my boyfriend. He basically tried to help our builders kick down, it was like an MDF wall that had been put up. and he went straight through this wall, and then his leg like literally bends back underneath him. It looks like he's doing, you know, on RuPaul's Drag Race where they do the splits thing. It literally looked like he was doing that, and I was like, I don't know if this is iconic or just have you broken your leg? Yeah.
Was he all right though?
He was fine. Touch wood. Like he was absolutely okay. But you look at it and you're like,
just stretchier.
Just bendier. Yeah, he did. He looked like a little Ken doll. Like. It was. We could laugh about it now because he was totally fine.
Yeah.
But it was. You watch the video and you're like, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and
bad.
Sometimes, you know, I've had my partner get up on the roof, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Why are you on the roof?
Yeah, anything that you could die, don't try it.
Try not to die doing DIY. Top tip.
But it's so true, because I do think there's a lot of things, you know, people are going to...
It's so true. It is actually true.
Yes.
It is.
It is. Things are dangerous.
Yeah.
So, and particularly trying things for the first time, and if you don't know what you're doing, definitely ask someone. Make sure that it's safe, for sure.
Exactly, exactly.
And I think that's, again, going back to cost, like we talked about at the beginning of this, is probably the main reason, personally, that I would try and DIY something to save a bit of money. And things like that can be done when it's not so important. Like if you're removing things, if you're stripping something back, if you're doing the prep work for a professional to come in and finish the job. They're all things that if it goes wrong, it's a bit messy, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You cause chaos because it's going to be repainted or fixed anyway.
Exactly. And the prep, you can actually save a lot.
A lot
of money.
Because remember that a lot of the time you're paying the cost of labour.
Exactly.
So they are on a day rate or an hourly rate. If you can save a couple of days by doing all the prep work yourself,
brilliant. A lot.
It saves a lot. Every little helps.
Every little helps. It's true.
It's very, very true. But like we said, just to hammer home those very important things like the electrics, the gas, the major works, the plumbing, the structural stuff, anything that's tied to safety insurances.
Yeah.
If you are looking to find a professional, because that can be the hardest thing, can't it?
It's really nerve-wracking, I think, for first-time buyers.
Who do you trust?
Who do you trust? We're always told you're going to get ripped off, especially with tradespeople. Everyone has this fear like, oh, they're overcharging me, or I could get it cheaper somewhere else, but will they do it as well? And there's a lot of that when you own your first property, isn't there?
Absolutely.
It's a really scary place to be.
Yeah.
But there are ways to make sure, you know, you find that credibility and you can trust someone. What would be your number one?
My number one is word of mouth. I feel like if I ever want something, so where I live in our street, we've got little WhatsApp group chats, so I'll just pop it on there. Has someone got a recommendation for this person or for that person or for someone to come and fix that?
Yeah.
Someone will always reply to me. So also, if you've bought like a new build home, there's always WhatsApp groups, aren't there?
Exactly. And if not, there's sort of Facebook groups or Instagram groups for your area or your town.
Yeah, and always read those reviews, because I feel like it's the same thing as going out for dinner, right?
Yeah.
You're like, how many stars has this restaurant got?
Absolutely. I don't go under a 4.3 for dinner, do you?
Exactly.
You can't go under a 4.3. So why would you do that with a tradesperson that's doing something important in your home?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
There you go. And that, you know, what is one job that you might have thought of doing, but you actually stood back and went, no, this is definitely for a professional. Let us know in the comments, because people read the comments and you've helped someone else out with that as well.
Well,
right?
Exactly. It's a community, isn't it? And
yes.
It's a group effort.
Exactly.
So, and I want to know the worst DIY disaster you've ever seen in somebody else's house that you've gone, oh my God, that is a disaster. Have you ever seen any DIY disasters? Or you don't want to say because it might be a friend?
No. Do you know what? Let me think. I probably have. And I think it's always the most bizarre things. And you're like, this is interesting. They're like, yeah, I made it myself. Okay. But my favourite thing. I did this myself. And I'm like, I don't know what it is, but it's lovely. But the biggest thing that I'm really proud of that I DIY'd, and probably other people look at it and they're like, that should have remained as it was, was a piano. I turned a piano, because I had this wall in my house and I was like, I don't know what should go there. I can't figure out what this space needs to be used for. Obviously I went for a bar. I was like, this needs to be a bar, but I'm not going to go out and buy a bar. Let's see what I've got lying around in my mum and dad's house. They were going to sell this upright piano. And I thought, no, that's a lovely piece of piano.
That's a lovely bit of piano.
I'll
make it a bar.
lovely bit of piano. Yes, I'll take it.
As you
into
do.
a bath. So, and Mum, Dad and I stripped it all back. We took like all the insides out of it, painted it pink, obviously put in the mirror behind it. It felt kind of like an Art Deco bar.
Wow.
And it's beautiful. He's called Pierre the piano bar. And my uncle, I mean, it was a real family team effort. And my uncle, Pierre the piano.
Oh, wow.
My uncle fits windows, and so he knows what he's doing with things like that. So he had this kind of offcut of glass that he made so above the keys, it's all glass. So the keys don't actually work anymore. Okay. But it looks cute, and you can pop your drink on it.
Wow.
Pierre the piano bar.
I haven't seen Pierre the piano bar.
Oh my goodness, I will show you Pierre the piano bar.
I need
He's
to have
fabulous.
a look at Pierre. And so is there sort of an area for drinks, a drinks
Yes,
cabinet?
and you can hang your cocktail glasses on the pegs that once had all the bits of the piano in it. I'm not a technical piano person, so the strings,
bits,
I guess, and they were attached.
I don't know. I'm not a piano person.
But now you can hang your cocktail glass
Well, that
on
is
it.
fabulous.
There you go. So it doesn't have to be a big job. It can be an upcycled bit of furniture.
Yeah.
That makes your room look fantastic.
Absolutely.
But I do
Why
think
not?
that if other people see Pierre the piano bar, they're like, it probably should have stayed a piano, but.
I bet they love it, your
but
friends,
that all goes
don't
back
they?
to your own taste, right?
It goes back to your own taste and your own lifestyle.
Yes.
You know, I'm a mum with 2 kids.
Yeah.
Pierre the piano bar, it wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. It would get smashed. There'd be Lego on top of it. There'd be Crayola drawing all over it.
Yep.
This is another thing you need to consider in your future if you ever have kids. About Pierre and your lovely white sofa.
You mean I might have to give up Pierre?
You might have to give him up.
Yeah, I don't.
You could make a fortune on Pierre. You never know.
Someone actually offered to buy him off YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
How much
I know.
for? Can you
like
reveal?
£900.
£900 for Pierre.
I could go into making piano bars at this rate.
This is your new business.
See, you don't know DIY could lead you to to a new career.
900 quid for Pierre.
For
Love
Pierre.
it.
Any better offers? Let me know.
Yeah, she needs more to let go.
to have Pierre, absolutely, yes. One other thing that I would say was when it comes to DIYing and maybe saving a little bit here and there, you might have friends that maybe have a slightly better skill set than yourself and enjoy something.
Oh, yes.
And
bribe them.
Well, yes, sure.
Bribe
Sarah,
them with
you said it, not me.
Bribe them with dinners out, I mean. Nice things. Like, come round.
Exactly that. So my auntie, she always, if we're doing a project at Mum and Dad's house and we're thinking, oh, actually, let's say the little WC, the small guest bathroom. My Mum and Dad, it was very Art Deco. Everything was green and yellow and all these random colours that was very, hip in the 1930s, but maybe not so much now, 100 years later, pretty much. And they were like, okay, let's make this more of like a seaside room because they live by the sea and it was going to be kind of those like baby blues and whites and things like that. And paneling came into this. And so my mum and I put together like all these Pinterest boards and we were like, right, we now need to find someone to do it. And my auntie was like, why are you going to find someone to do it? She was like, this is so basic. Like, you can definitely do this. Mum and I were like, we wouldn't even know where to begin. And my auntie was like, she's just retired. So she was like, I'm going to come and help you do it because I'd love to do this. And that's exactly it. We returned the favour in pizzas and
so that's fabulous.
Yeah.
Pizza and champagne.
You're
so bougie.
I do anything.
I love it.
Pizza and champagne. I'll be like, yes, I'll DIY your house, Sarah.
Love it. Well, you're sold.
And she helped us along the way, and now I feel confident that I could do that.
Well, there we go. Look, you started out saying actually you were rubbish at DIY, and now you're revealing so many hidden talents. I think you just need it to be a creative, fun project that you're into. That's what I think. And then you'll throw yourself into it and have the time to do it.
And have the time. I feel like you kind of have to mentally prepare before you DIY. I always think that DIYing takes you 3 times as long.
Yes. And patience is a massive part of DIY. And I am very low on patience.
Okay.
So that's as well why I struggle. It always takes longer than you think.
It does. So they're the things to bear in mind. It does take longer than you think.
Yeah.
Fair enough, DIY all the cosmetic bits, the nice fun bits, give it a go. Why not? Yeah. Then you haven't spent the money necessarily on it, maybe a bit of paint here and there.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, you get a professional in to come and do it.
Exactly.
And all those more serious bits, the plumbing, the electrics, the structural, that's where I feel the line is crossed and you get a professional to go do those
Absolutely,
bits.
I totally agree with that. And also you need to think about we spoke briefly about false economy, but I've also seen things like conservatory rooms where somebody has chosen a really cheap fabric, like a plastic, roof or something like that. And then it's leaking and things are happening in the conservatory, and then that sort of loses value.
That's another issue. Yeah.
And so don't try to save money on everything. Always have a little contingency and do it properly.
Yes, exactly. And to people like my boyfriend that thinks like, no, I'm going to do this for the pride and because I can, and I should be able to do this. No, I think sometimes like the biggest flex is paying for the professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So there you go.
That is true.
Well, anyway, if you are doing a DIY project, enjoy it, give it a go. I always think that's a good place to start. Call in some friends to help. And when it gets to those serious points, that's when you call in the professional. But we would love to hear about your DIY stories as well. So please do pop them in the comments if they're good, if you've got advice for other people, even the horror stories. We want to know them, don't we?
Especially those horror stories. Get them in.
Yes, we look forward to them. Yeah. And we'll see you on our next First Home Focus.